Mans for the first time since 1988.
And there goes the course car.
Yes, with a blue light on the roof. Are you sure it's a course car, not a police car? It's not got an amber light on the roof, it's got a blue light on the roof.
He's taking quite a catastrophic wrong turn if it's a police car.
Anyway, meanwhile, just to confirm that Frank Jelinski took over the silver Callaway Corvette, the Callaway competition car. So Frank Jelinski then at the wheel of number 73, which was started by Enrico Battaglia. And we have now we have an emergency vehicle out on the circuit, which suggests that that's got nothing to do... Oh, we've got all kinds of vehicles out on the circuit. We have the sapeur-pompier vehicle also out, so the safety car is out. The safety car is out on the circuit and is lining up the cars behind it. So the race now being run for the first time this year under the safety car, which means all the cars have to line up. We have more than one safety car at the moment because the lap is so long. And it is because number 8, the WR Peugeot, has gone off the circuit.
And Harry, we know you're by the McLaren at the moment.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Steve. Drama there. Andy Wallace brought the car in. Derek Bell climbed in and was actually flipping the throttle to try and leave the pit at the end of the pit stop. And he was seen to be getting just full throttle. The engine was really buzzing away. And it turned out that the bolt holding one of the throttle cables onto the linkage had actually probably fallen out. It doesn't seem to have actually broken. So there's a fair amount of frantic activity here at the moment, trying to bolt. There are two throttle cables, so they've both got to be changed so they work in unison. And we're losing time here rapidly.
It's practically perfect timing. If you have to have a problem of this nature, normally being in the pits for this number of for this time would mean losing a lot of laps.
I can't believe that Frank Lagorce is going to be fit for anything if he gets that car back to the pits, because the poor chap is going to be absolutely shattered. So we've got number 49, the West McLaren, in the lead.
Ian, just to bring you up to date, Porsche number 79, the 911, waiting at the exit to the pit lane and being pushed back from there now. That's just been brought in by Enzo Calderari and taken over by Lilian Brinner or Brunner, I'm still not sure.
Brinner, we
very
decided.
attractive though.
Yes, we decided it was Brinner, as in Yule.
I've got Andy Wallace in the pit here. If we're a bit crackly, do tell us and we'll try and move outside. Andy, that was a hell of a stint.
Oh, it was a very long one too.
I can feel the heat coming off him from here, it's amazing.
Yeah, it was very tricky conditions because I stayed up for a long time, too long in fact, but I kept thinking together with my pit crew that it may well dry up again, so we stayed on slicks for a while, lost a little bit of time. Then when we went on to wets, the rain really started to come down hard. And then places like the straight, which you would normally say, well, okay, at least the straight is flat. It isn't flat right now, and the car is aquaplaning all the way down the straight.
Andy, I'm just being asked, did you see any of the incident out on the Mulsanne, or did you come in before that happened?
I saw an upside-down Peugeot, but I didn't see how it happened.
What we subsequently saw, of course, was the Peugeot, the WR Peugeot, the right way up again on its wheels, and in fact, through the murk, you can see, is it the same picture you're getting on the main screen, big screen? Yes, we can see the murk of the WR Peugeot, which is back on its four wheels on the end of the Mulsanne straight, and clear that car out of the race. We've got cars coming though into the pits meanwhile. One of them the Nissan Skylines, and the effect that this is having on the race positions. In fact, they haven't been updated on our screen, but what inevitably has happened is that the Mario Andretti Porsche Courage Porsche number 13 has come up into second place, because it's now put at least, I think, 2 laps on the Harrods McLaren, which I'm afraid is still being worked on in the pits.
Yes, that's certainly dropped out of the top 4. At the moment, I think he's in 5th place, and he looks like he's ready to go. So Derek looks like he's about to go. They're certainly getting to go. So Derek Bell back in the race, but having lost certainly 3, possibly 4 laps. There's only 3 laps in the pits.
We have unofficial reports that Patrick Goyan, who indeed was the driver of car number 8, has chest injuries but is conscious and on the way to hospital.
That's good news, because from what Andy Wallace was saying about the car having turned over, in that open sports car, although it does have a rollover bar, might have been quite an alarming situation. It was a long time before they were able to move him from the track side. They got the car off the track quicker than they, I'm afraid, got the driver off the track. Anyway, they're now going through and racing again. Yes, the front wheel pointing in the wrong direction on the other WR Peugeot. So number 9, William David, took that car over quite recently, but I'm afraid the slippery surface has got the better of him. I think Jochen Mass is now beginning to enjoy himself. Certainly the McLaren, the West McLaren, looking very quick indeed. That lap time there is the pit stop lap time.
No, it's not the one. That's the one after the pit stop lap time.
But that's coming out of the pits because they time it as it comes through the gun pit. Another slow lap. So you can have 2 slow laps, one for coming in, one for going out. Will you go along with that?
Yes, I'll go along with that.
Yes, right. And Jochen going too quickly there into Bullseye and almost overshooting, but managed to get the car under control before he actually hit the barriers. So yes, he did look quick, but I'm sure that's the sort of thing that Dave Price would like to be seeing. So Jochen, he hasn't seemed to slow down. He's got up to full speed again as he comes down through the Porsche curves. Anyway, Jochen Mass then in the lead, and hopefully the screen will update itself pretty shortly and we can give you a representative lap time for that car. 25, Philippe Alliot. He's all right. The car's lost its rear wing, and it looks to me as though it's drivable, but in the Porsche curves, Mario has lost it. He's hit the barrier, taken the rear wing off the car, and I think the engine has stalled because he's not immediately driven it away again, but certainly Mario Andretti has had a moment, and the car's fired up, but it'll be back into the pit. So one of you, Bob, but Harry, to pit number 13, Mario Andretti in, having lost the rear wing on the car when it hit the barriers backwards. And we're just seeing the situation. Yes, he came up right up behind the number 4 Kramer Porsche, and I think was caught out by the fact that he was still in the yellow flag zone, just coming up to the green flag. The Kramer car, number 4, was going rather slower than Mario, who was clearly pressing on to good effect. The car's hit the wall on the right-hand side as well, and it's done a little bit of damage to the bodywork on that side. Let's hope. Oh, and the wheel, yes, the right-hand rear wheel rim is distorted, so that's been damaged too. But certainly the car will get back to the pits, but will need a bit of work done on it, I'm afraid, before it's fit to race again.
Ian.
And Bob, you'll be down with Mario Andretti, no doubt.
I am indeed. I'm right there. Mario's got out. There is slight rear end bodywork damage, not too much at all. They've brought out some new discs, so they may be planning to renew particularly the right rear disc. Obviously the rear wing is missing, but there's only a little bit of bodywork damage at the right, and Mario is out of the car. He's just quietly standing in the pit garage, having a look to watch the mechanics as they work on that right rear corner.
They're about to lose their second place.
Right.
To the Gulf Philippe Alliot car. We've got at the moment Sekiyar going through in the number 59 car, but they're not going to hang on to that second place. We've got the other McLaren coming in, number 42 into the pits. The La Rivière Sourde Poulin car. So the Paul still second place is for
yes,
the
he's still there in second place. No, that was number 25 just going through there. In fact, just went through. So number 25 has taken second place. And the next one we wait for is for the Harrods car, number 51, as Jochen Mass goes through and puts now a lap over second place man, or former second place man, now third place man, Eric Hellary in the Courage number 13.
Back into the race goes number 9, the WR Peugeot, which was brought in with front-end damage.
Ian.
Hello, Bob.
The rear bodywork is now on number 13 Courage Porsche, and you're going to see Eric Hellary out there shortly.
Well, I'm afraid this mistake or moment, or whatever you like to call it, for Mario Andretti has dropped him, that car, into the 20s now. It's down to 22nd place, and it may be a little bit lower than that by the time it gets back out onto the circuit. And Eric Hellary, there, as Bob was saying, was about to happen, is now taking the Courage Porsche back out into the race. Hopefully the car is fully restored to 100% condition. And Eric Hellary, who was a winner here 2 years ago with Christophe Bouchou and Jeff Brabham for Peugeot, now out in the Courage Porsche number 13, but with a large task on his hands. He will be much quicker than many of the cars that have passed him, or his car, whilst it was in the pits, and he will begin to make up places